Football is so stupid sometimes. Anyways, the Minnesota Vikings have a golden opportunity. They still have an outside shot at the 1 seed if the Eagles can lose out to the Saints and the Giants, and the Vikings win out their final 2 games. And, they have a chance to clinch the 2 seed in Week 17 with a game remaining over the San Francisco 49ers, who are 11-4, wanting some more, currently in the 3 seed, and are red hot right now. But a couple things need to break the Vikings' way. Actually, just one thing. So, the Vikings have to go into Green Bay and beat the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers as 3.5-point underdogs. It is what it is. I have full confidence that the Vikings will get the win. Now, by the way, so the Vikings do control their own destiny when it comes to the 2 seed because they can win out. San Francisco can't catch them. But it's important to note that if San Francisco does tie the Vikings in terms of record, so say the Vikings stumble at some point and then the Niners catch up a game, the first tiebreaker absent a head-to-head would be conference record, and the Niners are 9-2 in conference, Vikings are 7-3, and beep bop 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 boop. If the Vikings and Niners end up with identical records, the Niners have the tiebreaker and therefore would have the 2 seed. But the Vikings do have a chance to secure the 2 seed this weekend with a win in Green Bay, and if the Niners lose in Las Vegas. But we'll get into that. So, the Raiders are completely falling apart. They're completely cashing in their chips and just calling it a season. And also the Niners, Brock Purdy's playing some fantastic football. The pride of Iowa State, Mr. Irrelevant, is getting it done. And the Niners, they do have the best defense in the NFL. Respect. They've won, how many is that? 8 in a row? That's it. No big deal. No problem. So they're just boat racing teams and whatever. And the Raiders... Well, actually, the Raiders are giving themselves a chance because they're benching Derek Carr because they're going to cut him in the offseason, maybe trade him, and they want him to stay healthy so that he doesn't have an injury guarantee of $40+ million in February. So I understand that. They're going to start Jarrett Stidham, fantastic, and also they put Chandler Jones and Denzel Perryman on injured reserve. So it's really lining up that the Niners are just going to absolutely schwack the Raiders, and they are 10-point favorites on the road for a reason, and also... And the Raiders don't really have a home field advantage. There's going to be a lot of red as San Francisco 49ers fans make the quick trek to Sin City to show up for their team. So there is a chance. I mean, there is a chance that the Vikings could potentially secure that 2 seed over the weekend. But am I holding my breath? I don't really know. But the Vikings... It is what it is. They'll just have to treat every single game like a one-game playoff, and I think that Kevin O'Connell is going to try and strike a balance between resting veterans as well as trying to win the game. Obviously, you don't want to just give a game away to your rivals, especially when they have a chance to make the playoffs. So I think the Vikings will come out gangbusters against the Packers, and the Niners will probably roll against the Raiders, and they'll probably beat the piss out of Arizona Cardinals in JJ final game in the NFL at Santa Clara. So... if the Vikings want to secure the 2 seed, they will probably have to win out. They'll probably have to win the remaining games at Green Bay and at Chicago. Of course, both teams, the Bears especially, even though the Bears are in contention for the number 1 overall pick, would love to piss in the Vikings cornflakes. But the whole talk of, would the Vikings actually prefer having the 3 seed and then they would play the 6 seed as opposed to the 7 seed, which could potentially be a team that got hot and snuck into the playoffs, a la the Lions, a la the Packers. I'm never really a believer in that. You get the best seed possible, and then everything else will take care of itself. Because beyond trying to groove a matchup, which I think is bad karma and juju from the football gods, it also affects what happens in the division round. Because say the top 4 seeds advance. Just for ease of math, although I don't think the Bucs are going to beat the Cowboys. So 1, 2, 3, 4 advance. The 4 seed Bucs would advance to play the Philadelphia Eagles at Philly in the divisional round, and then the 3 seed would be at the 2 seed. Now there would be a difference between the Vikings hosting the Niners at US Bank Stadium or the Vikings going on the road and playing the Niners in Santa Clara. So it's going to... If the Vikings take care of their business, they win out, they don't have to worry about the Niners, which I think they certainly could and should beat Green Bay. I think they could and should beat Chicago, even though both games are on the road. Because I don't think that the Niners are going to slip up. I think the Niners are going to go into the playoffs winning 10 games in a row, so it is what it is. But your thoughts and our thoughts, Minnesota Vikings can secure and clinch the 2 seed this weekend with a little bit of help. I mean, Raiders, one time. Commitment to excellence. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once put the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.